Cheers, VC. Chances I started this video with some totally random and weird. So be it, I get random and weird. And I guess the random and weirdness tonight's gonna be jumped off by something I want to talk about, something I want to say, something I want to say. So I'll use a VC member to do so. I hope my friend Rod the Happy Hippie doesn't mind me using him. He's got a little shindig going on right now. My man just broke 420. So he figured let's celebrate it. Let's spread on the love, let's spread on the blessings, and do a little bit of contest. I haven't been doing nearly as many threads and contests as some people in the VC lately, so I figured, hey man, I'm due to participate. I can't just sit on my fat ass and watch old 1950s boxing matches in black and white as the sports nerd that I am, amongst all other forms of nerd if you can't see the background. So let's get after it. Rod has a couple questions, so I figured I'd answer them, and I'll segue into what I really wanted to say. We'll see how quick I can get about this. What's the spin? This will tie into something that's going to come up a little bit later on, but the spin is Grateful Dead. Oh, so appropriate for my Tennessee-bound friend, Rod the Happy Hippie, in Clinton, Tennessee. If I'm ever that way, I'll certainly visit him. But this ties into a question that's coming up, because this might be one of the most recent records I've actually bought in store. But I'll get to that question when it comes. Rod also wants us, I guess now that the world's opening up a little bit again, and this COVID thing, I don't know if it's going away or we're getting used to it. I guess time will tell on that. But Rod wants us to shout out our local record stores. So I figured I'd do that in three parts. As a Carolinian living in Greenville, South Carolina, sometimes I shoot up to Asheville, North Carolina. Sometimes I shoot over to Charlotte. So I'm going to quick bang represent all three. This record tote came with a large purchase at Static Age Records in Asheville. Check that out. It's punk rock as all get out. I'm down for some punk rock nonsense. And it's also next to, if I'm not mistaken, it's Velocity or High Voltage. I'm having a brain fart right now. But if you're at Static Age, you're only 100 yards away from another record store. Also, Harvest is in Asheville if you get a chance. As mentioned, Charlotte, I don't have anything for Tip Top Records. Even though I had a ball at Noble Records and everyone knows him, I doubt he needs a shout out, Dylan that is. Do support him and all his future endeavors. But if you're in Charlotte, check out Lunchbox Records. I think this is a really rad, not just by happenstance of it matching my house, but I like robots and nerd stuff. So this noble, this Lunchbox Records platter felt platter, whatever, represents that record store. And here in Greenville, South Carolina, it's no mystery if you watch the channel, Pharmacy Records is my favorite. Really close to that. I'm not trying to pull favorites, but I just did. Joe at Cabin Floor Records is a super good dude. There's other places in town. If you make it this way, check them out. Hit me up. I'll let you know where to go. There's more than a few. Also a topic, Rod's wife wants him to read. I would tell Rod's wife, you're going to make such demands, you might want to make a cameo on the channel. But so I'm going to take it easy on Rod. With a birthday gift I received recently, of the gift of the teeny tiny turntable, this is a light read for you, Rod. It has everything from 101's of vinyl and the history of it, common terms and fun facts. But actually, one thing is really neat. Actually surprised I didn't have much expectations for a neat little novelty gift. That was a gift from my lady Veronica. But there's also rundowns on Exile on Main Street, the Rolling Stones, Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, etc. So some fun facts and surprising knowledge from everything from Queen to Madonna and David Bowie, etc. And this odd little book that came with a neat little gift. And no, those are not the Record Store Day 2018 or 2019 ridiculous 3-inch records. It's just a cute little tchotchke that my lady got me. And sometimes I've been known to carry random tchotchkes. I just decided to show that for whatever. But this is a really rad coffee table book. I think this is all sorts of dope. If I can knock the glare off that, I might just have to. But this is super cool. Not only because it's rock posters, so if you just want to be the simple plebeian that flips about and be like, ooh, I like that poster. And there's plenty of those, Lord knows. It goes everything from the old blues and jazz days to simple like silk screening and the techniques to the crazy psychedelic art movement. But if you actually care to read, there's a history of all the different artists that did this art, photographers and what have you. Of course, there's Grateful Dead is very well represented here because there's a tremendous amount of really cool Grateful Dead posters over the years, including this and others. But then it goes on into these segments here where posters also change with musical development. So there's breakdowns of the psychedelic 70s, and you have musical change and shifts in style of art to eventually where posters become like pop art and punk rock. So you got DIY designs, etc. I'm not going to yap too much, but if you actually want to read, there's some really cool rundowns in this book, and then plenty of eye candy, so to speak. But a break from all the novels, nonfiction, fiction, or otherwise. There's plenty of biographies, but I figured this is a nice little break. I got this at Barnes & Noble on the sale rack. A cool book, if you ask me. A definite conversation starter at home, too. Okay, back to the questions of what Rod was asking. The most recent record you got. As stated, this is probably my last trip to Pharmacy Records. Super clean. I just gave it a wipe, not a deep clean. Barely a crackle or a pop. No scratches. I know when I give this a proper spin clean that it's going to sound even better than it already does. Chef's kiss, so to speak. But the last thing I received, I wasn't even just trying to put it out there. I guess it's happenstance that this contest ties into the number 420. 420 is my birthday. A friend of mine, Junior, Comic Rema, caught wind of that and sent me a gift. This is super cool because besides the fact that I know he knows I love random weird album covers, and Lord knows that is one of them. And you can see here, I save all my notes. I slide this in the shrink. Another reason that shrink lights matter. I try to save all the notes of any friend that ever sends me anything. This is kind of cool too. It's labeled that it's random colors. As you can guess, I assume one of the random colors would be of these color-coded not VHSs, good googly moogly, of these cassettes. So this is orange with the green center label. The first one threw me for a loop because it had like literally like a DJ's loop of this vocal spoken word and I was like, man, I don't know how I feel about this. And this album's almost completely instrumental. If you could tell by the 26 tracks, it's all like DJ loops and breaks, but they kind of have a flow to them. And this is actually really chill background music. I really dug this. And so did Veronica. So it made a great couples record, so to speak. Can't believe it. I'm making a video somewhere near the 10-minute range. So let's keep on powering through. Rod also requested, we did a book. He's like, why don't you do a DVD? Something that pertains to music, concerts, performance, otherwise. And if you don't know Rod, Rod's a rad dude, and he's pretty accepting. So if you go VHS, Blu-ray, Laserdisc, Betamax, reel-to-reel, whatever, he's accepting. He's a good dude. So I kind of went for a loop on this one. You're going to say, Blues Brothers, why are you showing that, Eric? I grew up in this movie. I watched it a gabillion times, and I really dig it. But somewhere around this 25th anniversary, here's a random fact I just happen to know. This is the first ever Saturday Night Live influenced movie. I want to say it's like circa 80. It doesn't even matter. Somewhere around the year 1980. And of course, it's not going to say it on the back, and that's not the most prudent thing or most pressing thing right now. But what's really cool about this, to get into the concert or performance speaking, if you've seen this as James Brown, Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, John Lee Hooker, There's a bunch of hidden scenes on this or bonus stuff, more with John Candy, Carrie Fisher, the psycho traumatized ex-girlfriend, her whole stalker tendencies and background. Her is pretty interesting. Why the car is so tough, besides it, you're on a mission from God. But what's really dope is you can enable a feature on these anniversary editions of the Blues Brothers to have extended performances. Most noteworthy for me is that John Lee Hooker performance. So if you haven't seen this movie in a while, not only is it a gem, but the extended musical performances are really cool, and you might not be aware of it if you haven't revisited it via DVD form. Alright, now I got that out of the way, I'm going to say what I want to say. And don't worry, this isn't like preachy or crazy or anything nuts. But Rod, I think it was stemmed from an idea that Beth at B-Side Records had. He had ideas like, hey, you're eligible even if you don't compete. Someone can nominate you, and you can nominate, and you're in the drawing if you make a video. And then nominate someone else. So Kimbo, if you guys don't know, Dana, rad dude, nominated me. So I didn't even have to do anything. I could have just won on dumb luck, and I'm cool with one and done. So my first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to nominate Dave the Pickup Artist. Good dude, chill guy, some hippie vibes, rad music, fairly eclectic, dig his vibe, just a pleasant individual. Dave the Pickup Artist deserves some more eyeballs on his channel, so I'm going to nominate him. And then I'm figuring, hey, I'm not trying to impose how to go about your contest, Rod. I'm speaking to you specifically. Everyone else is willing to watch. And but I figured, hey, I'm already in there because of dumb luck. I didn't do anything other than have a friend nominate me. So if I could take my nomination and push it on to Steve Carlson, and that's what I'm really getting at. This whole thing was to sucker you to watching the video and say, Steve Carlson, if you don't know somehow, in the viral community, he took a loss. Flood damage, his basement, his 40-year plus collection, a lifetime collection, has literally and figuratively been washed away. Fairly terrible news. There's a GoFundMe page. I already made my donation. I'm going to send a link in the description so you can do the same if you are able to do so. Super awesome, but prayers and thoughts to Steve Carlson. So Rod, if it's all right, since I'm already in the mix via Dana, Kimbo, I'll take that single nomination, and dumb luck if I win, that's cool. But for mine, that would be for me for making a video, Steve Carlson, and of course I nominated Dave the Pickup Artist. But rock on, VC. Count your blessings. You never know when tragedy's lurking, and every single day, myself included, we gripe, we moan, we bitch, we have complaints. We get our feathers ruffled on little things, and life's a lot better sometimes than we even know it. So cheers to everyone out there. Take care, God bless, and all that jazz.